What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zebec today, ZBCN. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Let's get into it, okay? It is the 30th day of March. Here we are sitting at about $0.00232 with roughly 10 hours and 30 minutes left in the day. We've seen a little bit of an increase, a little bit of a pump, and that was a pump fake, unfortunately, my friends. We did find a little bit of resistance here at prior areas of resistance and support as well. So a little bit of a pump fake. Sometimes we get those pump fakes, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you go down. I mean, obviously you went up and then you came down, but I just mean that doesn't mean that we go down from here. It is a little bit discouraging. Let's look at this on the Bybit chart and see if we can take a closer look and see if this is something to get discouraged about, or if it's something, it's like a precursor to what will take us up to higher prices inevitably. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, and I do want to say right there, I do still assume that we are going to see prices above this high, if not at least some type of lower high that's very, very close to this area. At this point, I am thinking you get up to 0.003 or higher, but we'll see. Time will tell. 1 hour time frame. Looking at it here, it looks like somebody put the fat finger on the buy button and they just sent it. That's what it is. And then maybe a little bit of selling pressure too. They're like, oh no, I bought too much, I'm gonna sell. Maybe, I don't know. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Overall, on the 1 hour, it actually looks more bullish than on the daily time frame. Here you are finding support potentially at prior resistance. You had a little bit of a Eve and Adam double bottom. Let's see actually if this pattern worked out. Let's see if that measure move played out from the low of the pattern to the high of the pattern here. You put that there. That measure move was perfect, guys. It was spot on. It was literally perfect. So played out well. Bullish pattern played out. Now you're back testing for support. Maybe you can continue to rally overall. This Eve and Adam, it'd be weird. I was about to. I don't know. I was about to say Adam and Eve could be what you're doing here versus this Eve and Adam on the short term. Maybe. I don't know though. It's kind of weird. I'm not going to go that route. It is kind of double bottom-ish. But anyways, looking at this on the 1 hour time frame. You're at the 50 area on the RSI. It's a good area to bounce. Stochastics are almost reset. It might imply a little bit more selling pressure to go. The MACD can afford a little bit of selling pressure and still look good. So overall, I think you're in a position of strength here. I think you look good. You might go a little bit lower, even lower than these lows, but I don't think you go too much lower. 4 hour time frame here. Looking at this, the RSI did reject the overbought zone. That's no fun. You've done that consistently though before, so it happens. It does happen. You want to get overbought. You don't want to get rejected, but that's okay. Stochastics are odd right now, but whatever. You're at this 50 level, perfect area to bounce from. You could go lower. And with that being said, if we do go a little bit lower than a little bit, I doubt we get to lower lows than this, but we could come down, maybe to 0.0225. We're at 0.0232 now, so nothing too extreme. And that might allow the stochastics to cool off. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, but I also wouldn't be surprised if we just held up here more or less and found support, continued to move up by the end of the day. I really wouldn't be surprised at all if we were back at these levels or even higher by the end of the day. The MACD is at a point here where we're about to get the cross, about to cross upwards. How many hours do we have left in this 4 hour? 2 hours, 26 minutes. I think if I had it my way, I think it would look really good if this lower price action came in the next like 30 minutes to an hour, and then over the next 2 hours, 26 minutes overall, we come back up and close this green. I think that would look good. We would like this candle to close green, because if it closes green, I'm pretty confident we'll be building bullish momentum instead of decaying in bullish momentum here. Just because we decay doesn't mean we can't build later, but ideally you'd want to see this continue to build as you're crossing through the zero. You don't want to find resistance here. You want to break through it, because a break through that line, I mean, that will likely lead you to prices that are above this high. That would be awesome. And then onward and upward we go. Then you're kind of breaking out of this structure overall. I mean, it looks like you're breaking out of it. You got decent volume. It's a decent candle. It looks like you're breaking out of it. Maybe you're just coming back to back test that trend line before you rally. But again, I think it would look better if you got this done quickly. Even if it's not in this 4 hour candle, just at some point, maybe by the end of the day, if not early tomorrow, that you start to see some positive results. I think it would look better if that happened. Daily time frame here. The RSI overall is somewhat neutral but bullish, obviously. If it's not obvious, let me just, again, higher lows, higher highs. You're getting overbought. You're not getting oversold, right? It's bullish. Neutral because you're hanging out in this area, but neutral but bullish. Bouncing off the 50 is a good thing. Stochastics are weird. They're very weird. You've found a lot of support right here recently, so I mean, maybe you continue to do so now. Not common, but whatever. The price action is kind of odd as well, so we get odd readings in the stochastics. We are crossed red as of now, but again, you have about 10 hours, 25 minutes left in this day. If today can shape up and close green, you'll take that red cross and turn it into maybe more of like a touching point where, you know, I don't really have a good example of this happening here. Let's see. Doesn't look like Zebec likes to do this. Maybe like a touching point there, and then you come down, touching point there, and then you come up. Stuff like that. Maybe we do get the false cross. Maybe we do. But either way, I think there is something bullish brewing here. None of the stuff that we've seen or gone over makes me believe that we are going to see a break to the downside. I do believe we're going to see a break to the upside. Volume is dying off. We're right at that breakout moment. I think it's going to happen this week. You know, it's the beginning of a new week. It's Monday. Friday is on the 3rd, so sometime between now and the 3rd, I would believe that we are seeing prices back around this high point, if not even through this high point, going into April. So that's rather exciting. Looking at this on the weekly time frame, again, talked about the idea of interacting with this trend line, and there's two ideas that really come, I guess three ideas that come to mind, right? If we double top, okay, we just missed this trend line. We've done that before. We've just missed the trend line before. The second idea here is that we come right up to this trend line, which would then, I mean, you know, let's say it's the very last week of April that you're up here. That puts you at 00335. Okay, you're at 0023 right now, so that'd be nice. That'd be a nice little gain for you there. How much actually percentage wise would that be? Like a 40% gain. That's not bad. Almost 45% gain. That's not bad at all. Or the third option, which I'm also kind of in favor of. It really could happen, especially because of how far out we are. It might throw a lot of people off. We break out of this, and then that's the selling point. That's the selling point right there. It's very common in moments like this, right? It's like here, if we've got this low, and then you've got this low, you connect the dots right there. Where was the best time to buy? It wasn't above this line. It was actually below this line, wasn't it? It was, right? And now in hindsight, you could be like, well, I would never draw that line. I would. Clearly, the line is here. Yeah. But before then, clearly the line was here. It was connected there. So in that sense, where was the best time to buy, right? I think it's completely reasonable to expect prices to be around 0035, even around 004 or higher, somewhere in this area. I think it's completely reasonable. But time will tell. We'll see how it goes. It's also reasonable to expect that we reach for the trend line, but we don't actually get there. That could happen as well. And whenever we're up there, we'll look for the signs of topping off, looking for the signs of continuation, all that good stuff. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I've maintained this stance since we were at this price 2 weeks ago. I'm maintaining it now. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.